A very good morning to you all. Is it recording? Yeah, it's recording. Fantastic. So, I'm going to do something a little bit different today. We have been doing these videos incredibly, unbelievably for, I think we're about to move into the 9th week. We've all been in quarantine. And in fairness, I probably wouldn't have committed to doing one a day if somebody had told me we'd be getting up into the 30s and the 40s of videos. But the commitment's been made and I'm gonna keep rolling with it. And of course, when you're doing one video a day, your content, the stuff that you can talk about, although it is quite amazing, on a daily basis, how you'll get inspiration to talk about things and maybe, kind of put your perspective on things. The content and the material does start to not run out, but be a little bit more difficult to find. So today, instead of me just going on about what I do, what inspires me, my journey, I'm gonna concentrate on a couple of comments, some of the feedback I've been getting. And what I think I might start doing now is I might start doing one video a week where I acknowledge and maybe expand on some of the, I suppose, messages I've been receiving from people. And by and large, may I just say that I really, really, thank you from the bottom of my heart. It has inspired me to keep doing these videos, which I am really enjoying doing. And the feedback has been incredible. So there's a couple of comments that I want to expand on today, because I think they might be a little bit inspiring. If I've inspired them, allow them to inspire you. And the first one's from a guy called Dan Maynard. Now, the interesting thing about Dan is I don't really know the geezer. He is very good friends with one of my oldest and bestest friends. And I've met this guy probably 5 times max. Morning, Dan, by the way. And when I first put these videos out on my Facebook page, of all the people I expected to get a message from, he was, right down at the bottom of the list. Then all of a sudden, message pops up from this fella just saying, just watched your video, mate. Really inspiring. Keep doing what you're doing. Great stuff, bloody, bloody, blah. Just generally nice kind of chat. And then about a week or 2 ago, I get another message from Dan. And it simply says, mate, I have finally decided to take the plunge. Something you said really resonated with me, and I am now going to start writing the children's rhyming nursery books that I've always wanted to write. Right? Yeah, seriously. Now, one of the occasions I met Dan, it was at a wedding, and the guy was best man from memory. And he stood up and he did this poem, this rhyme, which was just unreal, like real talent. And it turns out that Dan has been reading his kids bedtime stories every day and sitting there thinking, I could do this. I know I could do this. I think I could do this better than what I am reading. But he's sat on it. He's let it fester. He's put it off. He's made excuses. And now Dan has decided is the time. He's got this time in lockdown, bit of free time on his hands, as we've spoken about on many occasions. And he's gonna, and I think already is, started to write his first book. By the way, Dan, if you haven't started writing your first book, the pressure is now on, because you are under the spotlight, my friend. But I think the reason I'm talking about this, as inspiring as that should be, and as kind of out of left field as that is, the message here after that first comment is this. If Dan has decided to take on Julia Donaldson and the Gruffalo, surely to God, you guys out there wishing that you could maybe start cooking or lose a stone or read more books, can do that? Surely to God. Please remember, this is not a dress rehearsal. This is live. We are playing the game. And I think the only thing worse than failure at the end of all this is regret. And this is a great example of somebody who probably would have looked back on it in his later years thinking, I know I could have wrote them books. So Dan, hats off to you, mate. I hope you smash it out of the park, and I hope you cut me in on the profits. The second one, just to end today, is, now I've been and ahhing whether to mention who this is, but I'm sure he'll thank me for it, because I know he watches the videos every day. And it's one of my members of staff, Sam, okay? So Sam is a total legend, real top bloke. And I gave him the Meditation for Fidgety Skeptics book probably about 3 or 4 months ago. And I'm always giving my guys books. And by and large, I'm not even entirely sure if any of them ever read them. I think they just humour me and give me them back. But I gave Sam this Meditation for Fidgety Skeptics, and he started reading it. And then we all got locked down, and then I did my little 4-part series on meditation. And I was on the blower to Sam. And he said, you know, Dan, I'm really, really loving this week's episodes. It's really kind of inspired me and helped me with my meditation. And I said, you meditating, mate? And he was like, yeah, really enjoying it. Now, if you remember, I admitted that after a year's worth of meditation during this quarantine period is the first time I've grown the balls and had the front to tell Anna that I'm going to meditate, because I just felt like such a tool before now. And I said to Sam, look, Sam, I'm gonna set you a target, mate. You got to tell Louise. Now, by the way, Louise, morning. I believe you watched them again. It'd be fair to say Sam's terrified of Louise. Louise, keep doing what you're doing, love. Keeping him in check. I'm actually doing some episodes on leadership next week, so you be sure to tune into them bad boys. But it turns out that Sam, right, and this is absolutely amazing, and I totally endorse this, right, by the way, I ain't taking a piss. Sam is doing 2 minutes of meditation a day in the toilet. Quality. Now, I know it sounds like I'm mocking him, and I'm not. I know I always am, mate, but I'm really not mocking you on this occasion. That is so important. When you start meditating, the last thing you need, because it's a big enough task as it is people almost looking at you and judging you, and you know they're judging you. So you keep doing those 2 minutes a day in the toilet, mate, for as long as you need to. And I guarantee you, and I guarantee everybody else, that you'll get to a place where you've got a front to actually tell and announce to people that you're going to go and meditate. So that was a little bit of an easier start to the week, I think. You know, hopefully, as I said, me inspiring them will inspire you. And I think ultimately, may I just end by repeating myself, this is not a dress rehearsal. We are live. Please don't finish the game of life with regrets. Go out there and grab it with both hands. See you tomorrow, guys. Take care.